Jimmy the Bag, what would you like to start with?
I like this NBA card quite a bit.
Okay, let's start with that one. I believe there's, what are there, 5 games? 5 NBA games? And they all had overnight lines, right. A few things that I did bet on the overnight line, a few things that I thought were interesting. Nothing necessarily that's jumping out at me. The Miami first half, the Miami, that was an easy play last night, Jim. You see how that game turned out?
I did.
Yeah, very nicely done. By me, Miami first half. Nothing really that jumps out at me, although there were a bunch of bets that I did make on the overnight line. Let's jump out. Let's go to the first game that I did bet that I think might have decent value, right? Cleveland at Houston, right? Now, Cleveland, of course, did beat Milwaukee last game. They pushed the spread, but they were way overvalued before that. All kinds of issues for Cleveland on the year. I know they got called out. They were like, this is not what Cleveland Cavaliers basketball is all about. And they bounced back against Milwaukee, which is impressive. Milwaukee's a real team, right?
Yep.
But does that mean that Cleveland's going to be able to maintain that going forward? Maybe. My sense is probably not. Houston comes in here very rested. Their offense was obviously picking up as we were wondering all year long when that would happen. And that question got answered. It happened 3 games ago. And so I'm thinking Houston, at least on the first half and probably on the full game as well, probably a good bet, right, Jim, or no?
I think it's a very good bet. Yeah. I think Houston full game, I'm going to be all over. The Cavs are too slow to defend the perimeter and are in big trouble versus the Rockets. Now, they've allowed at least 112 points in 9 consecutive games, so I hummed and hawed about the over. But I think what could happen here is the Rockets could break the Cavaliers' spirit. So I would be more into the Cavaliers under, team total under, than I would with the full game over, because I just think if the Rockets start hitting threes, that the Rockets are on a 3-game winning streak. Right. Harden's averaged 38.7 points over those 3 games. The team has averaged 125 points per game in those 3 games. Yeah. 51.2% from the field, 42% from 3. I think the Rockets is as what Pistol Pete Loshak would call low.
You think so, huh?
Fruit.
It's that low, yeah. The only issue with the Cleveland team total under, which is interesting, it's 111. Their games have been going sky high recently, just no defense at all. So it's 111, but I could easily see Houston getting a comfortable cover here, and the game still going over, and even Cleveland getting their team total going over as well. I guess maybe I'm just overthinking it here. I guess the big issue is what is up with Cleveland fundamentally. They had a better game last game, and is that something that is sustainable, or are they likely to fade back to more of what we saw before that game?
I think they're going to fade back. I think they're going to fade back until they have a point guard who has the speed to defend the perimeter. And I know that Isaiah Thomas is not a very good defensive point guard, but still, the Cavaliers have problems. They have real problems, and they're going to have to figure their shit out. And at this point, I agree. I think there's some complication with the over and the Cavs under. I think the clear, easy move here is the Rockets full game, and that will be the only one I will make official.
Okay, I will check that, and of course I would expect a lot of comments on this game in the chat box, and people generally agreeing with us, but not everyone. Justin Searcy says Rockets are super low-hanging fruit, and that does exist. Anyone who's ever been around a tree, there's some fruit that's just hanging there all, and then there's some fruit that's just like right there. You don't even have to push through any branches or anything. It's just like right there, so super low-hanging fruit does exist, and this might be that. And Jansen Bonzone, Houston starting to find their waves. Whiz, nice name there. Says Houston half and half over, and who else said that? Someone else said that they liked Houston, but here we go. Where is it? Darryl Lyle says no low with the Rockets. I don't know what that means, but Darryl Lyle says I like Cavs. Not in capital letters though, but certainly an opinion, not a strong opinion here from Darryl Lyles. Not I like Cavs, nothing in exclamation point with exclamation points following it. But that's okay. That's okay. A lot of positives. Dan Kelly saying mostly the Cavs are old. Yes. All right, so I'll get to some more comments in a second, but Jimmy the Bag, you're going to take Houston.
And Sean Williams has just come in with a note saying no Derrick Rose this evening. Brock Lee says it's a trap. Cavs will win and cover the spread.
Oh, shit.
I don't find that. I don't believe that whatsoever. I think the Rockets are going to break the Cavaliers' spirit. And the Cavs just simply can't defend the perimeter. And now you're going against a team that dominates out there.
Yes. Alonzo Shivers says Rockets easy win. Brock Lee, that's an interesting comment there. I mean, obviously, look, it's basically a judgment call on what the long-term condition of the Cavs is. If the long-term condition of the Cavs is what we've seen from them most of the year, then even if they do win and cover the spread, Houston is still the percentage play here. That's the big if. Justin Searcy says Cavs can't defend anywhere. Sloth A says Cavs all day.
Robinson has an interesting point. Cleveland seems to lose to bad teams and beats playoff contenders to the point of blowouts. Man, the only time I see the Cavs look good are when LeBron puts up 57 points.
Right. Same James says no Rose is a positive for the Cavs. You do see that sometimes when a big name goes out. It's actually a good thing for the team, especially if it's reflected in the line. Cal 707 Bear I think has the probably the most accurate comment on that, which is Rose no factor. Not much of a factor. Aspiratiolate says Rockets may score 271 points tonight. Darryl Lyle says Cavs will come to play. Yes. It's a tough one. Look, it could be a trap. I'm going to take Houston on the first half, and that's going to be 3 minus 110. Jim, you're going to take Houston on the full game. It is a split line, 5.5, 6, or no fives. Just let me see, any fives here? No fives, just 5.5 or 6. So 5.5 minus 108 at Pinnacle right now is the best line. So Jim will be on Houston minus 5.5, minus 108, and I'm going to be on Houston first half. -3, minus 110.
I'm so confident in this game that I'm going to add the first half to it. I'm very confident in the Rockets breaking the Cavaliers' spirit this evening. So I'll take -3 the first half
as well. It's entirely possible that Cleveland could come to play in the first half and then Houston extends out late. We'll see how this all shakes out. It's definitely an interesting handicapping situation, and I'm not surprised that we're seeing some... Oh, wait a minute. Actually... We do use UWager. UWager has 2.5 minus 115, so that's what we're going to be on. Houston, first half minus 2.5 minus 115. Of course, let's see, minus 2.5 minus 115. UWager, of course, was a sponsor of the IFBC, which was a fun event. Jim was the MC host of that, and I believe there's going to be another one even for college for March Madness. Is that accurate?
That is accurate. It's not 100% confirmed, but we're putting it all together right now.
That's going to be awesome.
Party, man.
And then after March Madness, there's going to be another one for the start of football. Oh my God, yes. So that's part of the reason why we use UWager. -2.5, minus 115 on the first half is, and again, line shopping. I can't stress it enough. Very, very, very important. All the pros absolutely do it, and serious rec players absolutely should do it as well. SBR Odds is a perfect line shopping tool because they can display all the books. You can customize it and show only the games you want to see, only the books you want to see in the order that you want to see them, and so that's what we use here. UWager first half -2.5, minus 115. Everyone else has 3 minus 110. Probably Pinnacle will have a better line. Probably Pinnacle will open at 3 minus 106. But I'll just go with that one for now. Jim, you'll take that one as well.
I will. I'm getting a lot of positivity on that play. My man Long Win is asking about the Rockets over, and he wants to know, is it a good play? And the way we've broken the game down, it seems like it should be.
Yeah, I was thinking that way as well. Their team total is 119, which is minus 108, which is high. But the Rockets, of course, in their last 3 games did get over that total in each of their last 3 games. Not by much. Some of them, I believe, went to 119. And, of course, before that, the Rockets could also go cold at any given time, and then they won't cover their spreads, and their team totals will go under. So, I personally think that the over on this game is probably a good bet. The team total over for the Rockets is probably a good bet, but I'm going to hold off on both of those. I'm just going to take the first half minus 2.5 because if the Rockets don't show up offensively, which could happen, all those bets are scotched, right?
You're right. And that's why I'm going to lay off of the over as well. Another thing that I see as a possibility, obviously I'm huge on the Rockets in this game, is they're up by 25 points and they don't play anybody in the fourth quarter, and then they don't hit the 119.
Right.
So I'm not going to mess with those plays. I'm just going to mess with the first half and the full game.
Right. Sunny Camper says, love Shack in the Bag. Best show on sports betting. SBR brass and ownership and higher-ups, take note. Thank you very much. A lot of positives. All right. Long Nguyen says, thanks, guys. You are the best. 4 exclamation points. Yeah, everyone scores on Cleveland. They hardly miss. Yeah, it feels like a Boss Hog 707 says, do you guys really bet these games?
The fuck do you think we do all day?
Yeah, the better question would be, have I really not bet these games once over the past 15 years? And the answer to that is no. All right, okay. Yes, I do bet these games, boss.
I took October 1st off of gambling, and I'm still upset about it.
I do the All-Star break during MLB season is the one span of 3 days where sometimes the answer to that is no, but every other day of the year the answer is absolutely yes. All right, so I guess we can move on, but a lot of comments here, mostly agreeing with us, some not, a few comments favoring the Cavs, which is certainly understandable. And again, and again, it's just if Houston disappears, it might not have anything to do with the Cavs. It might just have to do with Houston disappearing offensively, which is possible. But all right, let's see. Other comments.
Jason Bagley, I gotta give him a shout out for this comment. Finally caught a live show. A good day to make a little cash. Let's get it, Oprah. You and the mustache are already legends.
Oh, thank you so much. And one other guy wanted to give a shout out to his friend. He told his friend about it. Chili Dog, who had a cool name, but that one is so many comments that it's hard for me to find them. But shout out. Oh, yeah, here we go. Joseph Browning, love the show. Been cashing football tickets with Pistol Pete for 2 years now. Very nice. Turned you guys on to my buddy Ricky Chili Dog Dooley, and he's cashing tickets. Ricky Chili Dog. Yeah, that's a cool name.
That is a cool name.
Ricky Chili Dog. If my name weren't Peter Loshak, I wouldn't mind if my name were Ricky Chili Dog Dooley. That is a cool as hell name. All right, so let's move on. We got a lot to cover today, and time is short. We're both going to be on Houston. I probably am being a little bit overly cautious here by not throwing on the over on this game as well as Houston minus the points. But I'll just go with Houston first half for now. What else is interesting? What else do you like from today's NBA card, Jim?
Well, there's been a lot of negative talk about Lonzo Ball already in our live chat. And from an offensive standpoint, I completely agree. I think that his defending has been better than advertised, and that is why I'm not only going to take the under in the Lakers-Wizards game this evening. I know that the Lakers have allowed 122, 130, and 113 in their last 3 home games. I understand they were just blown out by the Mavericks, but they have been called out by their coach, and I don't think the Lakers are possible. I don't think they can possibly put up 120 points. This team just doesn't seem set for that, especially with Ball shooting 29 from the field. I also think the Lakers can cover a double-digit spread. So I'm going to take both the Lakers to cover and the under in this game.
Well, the under was one of the plays that I bet on the overnight line, Jim. That was one of my plays. I bet it, and I feel like it's a play that if it loses, it could lose. If it loses, I'll be okay with it. But it was worth a shot for me to take a shot with it. There is still 221 minus 117 to bet online sportsbetting.ag, but Pinnacle has 220.5 minus 107, and I think for those 10 cents, I'm just going to take the under 220.5 minus 107. I'm going to be on this one as well. I did bet it. What would you like? 221 minus 117 or the 220.5 minus 107?
I will take the 220.5 minus 107 with you.
220.5 minus 107. We will both get that one. If it lands on 221, we're both going to be super annoyed, but that's okay. At Pinnacle right now, 220.5 minus 107. Again, Bet Online has 221 minus 117. And you also want the Lakers, huh?
I do, and my man Alonzo Shivers is with me. Thinks the Lakers will cover tonight, but Jansen Bonzone, who I'm very uncomfortable when we're not on the same page, says, wow, I'm against Jimmy again on this one. Because last night he had the Warriors, right, when I had the Wolves, and made Jansen, he looked very good in that situation. But he likes Washington as the Lakers played last night and lost by 11. The Lakers looked very bad offensively last night, and I expect them to have an easier time against the Wizards, be able to move the ball easier and play a little better. So I know that they played last night. They're a very young team. I don't think they should have too much trouble going a second. They do, spread the bench plays for the Lakers. So I hear what you're saying, Jansen, and I'm not going to follow suit. Brock Lee agrees with Jansen, says 105.89 Wizards.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you on the under. I am sort of leaning Wizards as well, though. That is also a bet that I did make small. That one I don't like nearly as much as a total, but I would agree with the other guys, Brock Lee and Jansen Bonzone and anyone else. But that's definitely an interesting play. Best line right now would be 10.5 minus 103 at Pinnacle. So you still want that one, Jim? Lakers
I do.
plus 10.
Plus
okay.
10.5.
All right, I'm on the under with Jim on this one. We're both going to take 220.5 minus 107, and Jim's going to take the Lakers plus 10.5 minus 103. Now let's move on to another game that's definitely interesting that I bet. Philly playing their next game now with Joel Embiid in, and I kind of told you that I was leaning Philly against Utah, right, Jim?
You did.
I did wind up betting that one as well, and of course they cashed. Now their next game with Embiid in, supposed to come against Sacramento. They're obviously a pretty decent favorite here, and of course Philly, I think they've covered 7 in a row, start turning into an ATS machine, which is not a huge shock considering how much young talent they have. Sacramento coming off of the upset win over OKC, very shocking. And I took a shot with the over on the overnight line. Now, I know that Sacramento's been pretty low scoring this year, but my sense is this might be a little bit higher scoring than normal for them. And I would also be leading on the Philly team total over, maybe the first half over. What's your take on this one, if any?
You know, I was leaning towards the under in this game. I watched the Thunder Kings game yesterday afternoon, the replay of it, because I had no idea what the fuck happened in that game, and I had to get a better idea. And what I saw was the Kings playing well defensively, defending the perimeter, Randolph defending the rim.
Yeah.
I was pretty impressed with their defense, and they're just averaging 93.8 points per game.
Yes, they've definitely been an under-trending team so far. Yeah.
Yes, and then I love the way Simmons is playing, and Saric obviously looked absolutely incredible with Embiid out of the lineup. But I feel like this game is going to be an under game. I don't think they're going to get to 200, and so I pause when I hear what you guys are saying.
Well, let's see if anyone else. I mean, that's just me. Israel Williams likes the leaning under too. Yeah, I can certainly. I wouldn't say that my opinions are any stronger than anyone else's, Jim. That's just the way I was leaning. And again, it would be timing a change of form for Sacramento for sure. Ami Marak says Loshak is my spirit animal. Thank you so much. Morning, Jim and Pete. Love you guys. Delta 7575 says Sac was an under team last year as well. Never faded, saying 226 people in here. Give these men some likes, please. Let's get to 100 likes. Thank you so much. Never faded. Gotten his eye on some issues for us that are very important and trying to help us out there. All right, yeah. Sean Williams says I really love Philly first quarter and first half. Obviously, Philly a very dangerous team. They've been undervalued for the past 7 games or so. Yes. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm going to stick with my initial breakdown. I am concerned with most of everybody away from me. Aspire to a late. Minnesota Mats is leaning over. It gives me some concern, but I think this is going to be. I like defensive basketball. I enjoy watching it, and I expect to see that from the 76ers and Kings. And I expect to see Randolph playing really big, as big as he can against Embiid and Saric. I look forward to seeing George Hill try to defend Ben Simmons. I don't know a point guard in the league who really can, but Ben Simmons isn't shooting that well, and that's the only hope these guys have. I'm going to stick with the under, and I believe it's 205. I have to double check it.
No, it's a 206. It was 206 on the overnight line, and there are actually some 206.5s around.
Oh, nice.
So 206.5 minus 110 we can give you.
I will take it.
All right, Jim's going to take Philly and Sac under 206.5 minus 110. All right, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I might live to regret this, and I might eat a unit, but that's okay. I should have read our NBA records overall because they're very good. But I will take the first half over. Again, UWager has the best line here. Actually, there is this, even without Pinnacle lines right now. Line chopping on a first half NBA line is important. The first half is 102 at most places, but Intertops has 102.5, and UWager has 101.5. So I will take the first half over 101.5 at UWager, and we'll see how this turns out. Very interesting for sure to see how Philly's preferred style of play. Sacramento's preferred style of play matches up with the star power that Philly does have. All right, we'll see how it turns out. I'm on the first half over. Jim's on the full game under. It's possible we could both cash. Now let's move on to OKC and Denver. A very interesting game here. I'm not sure what to think about this one. OKC, what is up with them? Are they going to figure it out at some point? Bunch of losing for OKC recently, wildly underachieving considering who's on their roster. What's your take on this one, Jim?
I can't believe the Thunder. 0-5 against the West. They have no fluidity to their game at all. 24th in the league in offense, 18th in assists. These are things I did not expect from this team at all. And the Nuggets are in a revenge situation. We all remember the dagger Westbrook dropped on them, 36-foot dagger to knock the Nuggets out of the playoffs. And then Westbrook, and I didn't even know about this, but Westbrook just hammered, I guess, Jokic with a flagrant one in the preseason. So I think the Nuggets have a lot to play for, but I just have no read on this Thunder team at all. When I watched the replay of the Kings Thunder, they were playing so slow.
Yeah.
They were just, everybody told me that Carmelo Anthony had lost weight and was running fast. I mean, the team was just moving slow. Paul George was moving slow. Russell Westbrook really didn't have, there was no fast break opportunities. They're a strange team, and
yes.
This is an uncomfortable spot.
Yes.
I don't know what to make of it.
Very, very wacky spot. Something's telling me, I mean, look, if the struggles continue, then in retrospect, Denver, who's playing well, might be a great play, just having to win the game here, right?
Yeah, and already on the chat, Kim Young Joe is OKC the play today. Bobby the Mush, OKC under 215. Jesus Cabrera, they got to win OKC. Jansen Bonson, it's the mellow factor. He's a loser. Jason Paglia, OKC stuck it right in me. First half up 28-6. And then
stuck it right in you. Wow, went right up to you and stuck it in.
It's simply put, but I understand it. OKC is going to lose people money this year, says Money Power. Robbie says, I'm staying off the OKC game. You never know what team you're going to get in, night out. It's Mitchell Chagas says, Thunder have zero depth, fade team until market realizes this.
Jason Paglia says, OKC stuck it right in me. Just walked right up into him and stuck it in. All right, well, my sense is that it is a tough one. I guess I think you're right. I think there might be something off with OKC that maybe they will fix in the long-term future, maybe the medium-term future. But as of right now, I mean, we've seen this over and over again when teams acquire, high-profile veterans. They come together, maybe they've lost a step, and the chemistry isn't there, and they're just wildly overvalued.
Yeah, and that could be the case. We could be ahead of the market, and it's tough, man. It's very tough.
A lot of funny comments here. Some of them getting a little bit blue, so I won't read them out loud, but they're definitely quite funny. I would be leaning Denver here. I think I'm going to think about it for a little more because Denver also, they beat Brooklyn in their last game, but again, they didn't cover. They're now 2-7 ATS in their last 9. But I like Jokic, and I like some of what I'm seeing from Denver in general. Would you disagree with that?
I absolutely agree, and it took 4 or 5 games for Jokic and Millsap to get comfortable with each other, and it's clear they're comfortable with each other. Jokic just put up 41 on Tuesday night, and Jokic is a pass-first big man putting up 40 points. So I think they're going to be really good, especially when Jamal Murray and some of their young guards get older.
So then why aren't we going to take Denver here? Because Westbrook can take over a game?
Yeah, because of the Thunder have been humiliated on this road trip. I mean, let's see, what do we get? What's the line?
It's still around Pick'em or +1. Places have Pick'em or up. It's all +1 everywhere. So Denver just basically has to win the game. All right, let's make some decisions here and move on. First, let's go to we can revisit it if you want to throw it on later. But New Orleans and Toronto, obviously we got burned fading New Orleans in their last game. Now they're catching 5.5. Actually gotten bet up. It opened at 4.5. Now it's up to 5.5. So someone else now is fading New Orleans here. Are they going to get burned like we got burned trying to fade them in their last game?
I am going to allow myself to get burned again.
Really?
I am betting on the Raptors to cover. We have the big man. We have the big men, I should say, to handle. Now, obviously, you're never going to shut down Cousins and Davis. They scored 37 and 32 against the Pacers, who, without Sabonis, what were they doing? They had Jefferson out there to try to stop these guys? Impossible. We have the bigs to slow them down a bit. And after dropping that 23-point third-quarter lead, slipping all the way down to 3 minutes, the team was embarrassed. I think the Raptors are going to come out and play big and beat the Pelicans.
All right. Well, the line has gotten bet up. It's now 5.5 market wide. There are no 5s. The best line would be at Bookmaker right now, -5.5, -105. Is that okay for you?
Yes, -5.5 at -105 from Bookmaker. I'm happy to take
Toronto,
it.
-5.5, -105. Let's just take 2 seconds here because I do want to review our record. When our records are good, let's not ignore them. After the win last night in the NBA, my official picks this year, 32 and 18, +12.5 units, +23%. 10% ROI. Not too shabby. And
Very
Jim's
good.
record overall in the NBA, 42 and 32, plus 8.5 units, plus 10.7% ROI. That is also not too shabby, and also probably not sustainable, but maybe so. I mean, to have a 10% ROI, I think that your winning percentage at minus 110 has to be 57.5%, and that's just really not that easy to do.
Very difficult.
I guess possible, but and even at minus 108, your winning percentage has to be, I think, 57% to have a double-digit ROI, which is, over a long-term, big sample size. That's Hall of Fame level handicap.
It's extremely difficult.
Yeah. So, but as of right now, Jim and I are both in double digits in the NBA, and I'm very, very happy to have been able to provide that to all of our viewers, whom we love, the regular viewers, and hopefully we'll at least be able to maintain our profitability going forward. As of right now, in the NBA today, Jim's on Houston, minus 5.5, minus 108, and the first half, minus 2.5, minus 115. Lakers, Washington, under 220.5, and the Lakers, plus 10.5. He's also on Philly, Sac, under 206.5. Toronto, minus 5.5, minus 105. And I'm on Houston, first half, minus 2.5, minus 115 at UWager line shopping. Lakers, Washington, under 220.5, and Philly, Sac, first half, over 101.5, minus 110 at UWager. And I'm thinking my leans would definitely be Denver. My lean definitely be the over in Cleveland, Houston, and that's it as far as my leans are concerned. The Cleveland, Houston over, is this one going to go to 240 again?
My fear is simply that I think the Rockets are going to destroy them, and I know that a LeBron team can stop that from happening. Anytime he chooses to exert as much effort as possible, he can stop them from being destroyed. But if they are up by 20 points, Lou's not going to force it out of LeBron. And so my concern is that the big players on the Cavs don't play in the fourth quarter. Right. And when they're getting 65 points a quarter, and then a
48 point. We've seen that all the time, constantly. Sometimes it even happens where you have a modest total and it looks like it's going over, and then you have like a 24-point fourth quarter. Does sometimes happen. All right, I will stay off of it. And let's see. Okay. A lot of comments that I want to get to. Okay. All right, and then Denver +1 before we move on. What do you want to do with this one, Jim?
I'm going to leave this game alone. I'm going to watch it.
Right.
I just
to learn more.
I just need to understand. So a lot of guys on the chat, they like OKC on a back-to-back situation, and they were just humiliated. So I expect them to step up, but I just can't trust it. Can't trust it. All right, let's move on. And before we move on, once again, I'm on Houston, first half, minus 2.5, minus 115. Lakers, Washington, under 220.5. And Philly, Sac, first half, over 101.5, minus 110. Jim's on Houston two ways, minus 5.5 on the full game, and first half, minus 2.5, minus 115. He's with me on the Lakers, Washington, under. Lakers, plus 10.5, minus 103, going directly against Jansen Bonzone. Didn't work out well for Jim last time. Maybe this one will be where things even up. Jim's also on the under, 206.5, and Philly, Sac, and Toronto, minus 5.5, minus 105. All right.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.